Satan was offered something that belongs to you, and he has 45 seconds left to take it unless you intervene. Archangel Michael has seen the exchange forming. In this hour, the heavens have parted to reveal a secret transaction, hidden, cloaked, and unseen by human eyes. Something that carries your name, something marked with your destiny, has been disguised as a gift and offered in a forbidden exchange to the adversary. This is not a general word for the masses. This is a precise warning, a divine alert sent to the chosen ones whose inheritance and breakthrough are under siege right now. The spiritual clock has begun its countdown, and the hands point to a prophetic urgency. 4 to 5 seconds remain in heaven's language, a symbol not of time as men measure it, but of the razor-thin window of intervention heaven has given for you to act, to speak, to rise. Archangel Michael, the warrior prince of heaven, has not only seen the contract forming in the shadows but has stepped forward to bear witness to this moment. The scrolls of destiny are in his hands, and his sword burns with fire to cut through what has been forged against you. Yet heaven will not move without your agreement, without your obedience, without your willingness to intervene. This is a call not to panic but to stillness, to clarity, and to spiritual alertness. It is in these sacred seconds that the transfer can be stopped, that the line can be drawn, that the adversary can be denied. What is at stake is not merely material. It is the essence of your promise, the birthright of your breakthrough, the inheritance written in heaven before you ever drew breath on the earth. This is your moment of spiritual interception, your moment to say, "No more." Heaven is waiting to hear your voice align with its decree. Michael stands ready, but the seal must be broken from your side of the veil. This is why you feel the urgency in your spirit, why the air seems heavy, why you cannot shake the sense that something is shifting. Heaven has issued its alert. Now the question is, will you act before the clock runs out? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Before the next minute ends, heaven is calling your name. This is not coincidence. This is not imagination. This is an appointed moment, sealed by divine timing, where heaven's eye has turned directly toward you. The veil between the realms has thinned, and the call has gone out, not to the crowd, not to the multitude, but to you. Yes, you, the one who's been sensing a shaking, a whisper, a stirring that you couldn't explain. That wasn't anxiety. That wasn't just emotion. That was the sound of war drums in the spirit, the sound of angelic armor rising, the sound of the adversary encroaching on sacred ground that bears your name. As the seconds fall like drops of oil upon the floor of eternity, a shift is occurring that must not be ignored. 4 to 5 seconds in the heavenlies, not long in the natural, but in the spirit. This is a window of divine urgency, a countdown in which destinies are secured or forfeited. The contract is forming. The scroll is being unrolled. A counterfeit hand has reached out to receive what was never theirs. And unless the rightful heir stands and speaks, the exchange will be sealed. But heaven has not left you unguarded. I, Archangel Michael, stand at the threshold. I have seen the adversary move. I have seen the negotiation forming in the unseen realm. The darkness seeks to counterfeit what is sacred. The enemy dares to touch what has been written in your name by the hand of the Most High. But I have drawn my sword, for the Lord has commanded me to watch over those who fear His name, those who are marked for kingdom elevation. And you have been marked. This is not the time to second-guess the warfare you felt. This is not the hour to shrink back or stay silent. This is your moment of divine confrontation. The heavens are watching. The angels are listening. The adversary is trembling. All of creation leans in to see. Will you rise? Will you declare? Will you resist? You are not left defenseless. You are surrounded by glory, packed by covenant, and positioned for preservation. But preservation does not happen in passivity. You must step into divine stillness, not in activity, but spiritual posture. Lift your voice. Still your soul. Refuse the lie that tells you this battle isn't real. Because it is. And the clock is ticking. The Holy Spirit now rests upon this word like fire on the altar. Feel the heat. Feel the weight. You are not being informed. You are being summoned. This is not information. It is impartation. Your silence can cost you, but your declaration can cancel the entire exchange. This is why your name is echoing in the spirit realm. This is why your dreams have been disrupted. This is why you felt both spiritual pressure and prophetic pull. You are the one. You are the heir. You are the rightful possessor. So hear this with urgency. The enemy has 45 seconds left in this open window unless you intervene. Heaven is waiting to confirm your stand. Michael is watching. A contract is forming, but it is not final. You are the deciding voice. You are the legal authority. And the heavens are bending to your response. Will you stay silent? Or will you rise and reclaim what belongs to you? Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. There has been a disturbance, not in your mind, but in the realm of the spirit. A shaking, a pressure, a heaviness you couldn't put into words. Something that made sleep uneasy, prayer difficult, and clarity feel distant. What you were feeling was not just exhaustion, it was spiritual interference. It was the ripple of a transaction beginning to form in the shadows. What was whispered behind your back, what was plotted in secret, what was mocked in passing, it opened a gate. There are those who smiled with their mouths but surrendered with their hearts. There are those who watched your elevation and called it pride. There are those who sensed your calling but despised the process God was taking you through. And in their murmuring, in their quiet curses, their jealous eyes, and their subtle sabotage, a door was cracked open. Not by you but around you. And Satan, the thief of inheritance, rushed in to seize the opportunity. They whispered in the dark, thinking heaven could not hear. But heaven recorded every word, and you felt it. You felt the strange silence in the atmosphere. You felt the draining weight of something watching you, something circling you. You questioned yourself. You asked, "Why do I feel this heaviness when I haven't done anything wrong?" And this is your answer. You are sensing a negotiation that began without your permission. But it will not end without your intervention. They misread you. They misunderstood your stillness as weakness. They took your silence for surrender. They assumed that because you did not retaliate, you had no weapons. But what they don't know is that your weapons are not of this world. They are mighty through God for the pulling down of strongholds. And right now, strongholds are being confronted in the spirit because your name is on a scroll, and Satan has tried to add it to his ledger. This is why your sleep has been disturbed. This is why certain people have distanced themselves with no explanation. This is why there's been an odd tension even in your own house, even in your own soul. The realm around you has been echoing with a silent war. And yet, the world has kept moving, unaware of the divine drama unfolding above. But listen, you are not crazy. You are not overthinking. You are not imagining things. You have been awakened to the spiritual conflict because you are chosen to stop it. You have been allowed to feel the disruption so that you can rise up and cancel the exchange. That restlessness in your spirit is your confirmation. That fire in your bones is your witness. Michael has seen the forming of the counterfeit contract. The dark realm has counted on your silence. They've wagered that your fatigue would numb your discernment. They assumed your distractions would delay your response. But what they didn't see was that even in weariness, even in confusion, your spirit is still aligned with the throne. And even now, your spirit is rising. This isn't just a random attack. It's not just life being hard. This is a spiritual extraction mission, and you are the primary target. But that also means you are the primary heir. And Satan would not be fighting this hard for something that does not hold value in the courts of heaven. You're not under oppression. You're under surveillance from heaven and hell. Because you carry weight. You carry promise. You carry fire. And heaven has declared, no transaction shall be sealed without your agreement. And you do not agree. Type I reclaim my inheritance in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is being released upon your name now. This word has found you in the middle of a battle most people can't see, but heaven sees it. And if this message has confirmed what your spirit already knew, then I invite you to take part in spreading this prophetic fire. Your support isn't about helping a channel. It's about unlocking a harvest. When you sow into this word, whether through super thanks, channel membership, or a donation through PayPal in the video description, you help this message reach those whose lives and destinies hang in the balance. I hear the Spirit say, as you pour out, I will pour in. As you give, I will guard. As you bless, I will break the back of delay in your life. Your seed is a sword. Your gift is a divine agreement. The exchange is being canceled, and your giving becomes part of the reversal. This is the moment. Support now. Release the river. Break the silence. Touch the altar. What you are facing is not random. What you are feeling is not accidental. What you are enduring is not meaningless. This is not simply life being difficult. This is targeted pressure from an ancient adversary who has identified the weight of your calling, the value of your voice, and the magnitude of your mantle. This is not chaos. This is warfare. This is not confusion. This is a confrontation. And in this moment, heaven wants you to understand the nature of what you're caught in. Not just so you can endure it, but so you can win it. You are not weak. You are not late. You are not failing. You are in a refiner's season of surveillance, where both angels and demons are watching how you respond to pressure. And the Lord would have you know, this is not punishment. This is positioning. The warfare is not because of what you've done wrong. It is because of what you carry right. The attack is not proof of abandonment. It is confirmation of activation. You have not been overlooked. You have been observed. You have not been rejected. You've been reserved. And now, as the spiritual countdown ticks, 4 to 5 symbolic seconds, what you do in this window is echoing through dimensions. The adversary believes you will fold under pressure. The darkness believes you'll curse your calling. The unseen realm has made a bet against your obedience. But Archangel Michael has entered the field, not just as a watcher but as a warrior. And his presence is not casual. It is a divine confirmation that what you are facing is not ordinary. This isn't about just stopping a minor setback. This is about preventing a catastrophic shift of destiny. When Michael appears, it's because something valuable is being contested. And what's being contested here is you. You are the field. You are the treasure. You are the scroll. The transaction isn't just about a blessing. It's about your spiritual inheritance. Your name has been spoken in the council of darkness, but it has also been announced in the throne room of heaven. And Michael, who wars for nations and stands at the gates of prophetic history, has now stepped forward to defend the oil on your life. The opposition isn't reacting to your personality. It's reacting to your prophetic potential. The resistance isn't about what you've accomplished so far. It's about what you're about to unlock. You have been hidden for a season, but now the veil is lifting. And what the adversary saw in part has terrified him in full. Because he realizes, if you awaken fully, if you rise now, if you intervene before this exchange is sealed, the very thing he tried to steal will multiply in your hands. This moment is a test, but it is also a setup. It is a test of your discernment, your alignment, and your obedience. Heaven is not asking you to fight in your flesh. It is asking you to stand in your authority. This is where you must shift from panic to posture, from reaction to revelation. This is where you must remember that pressure is the evidence of purpose, that fire is the forerunner of fulfillment, that resistance is the receipt that you are carrying glory. The adversary has underestimated your endurance, but more importantly, he has misunderstood the measure of angelic protection assigned to you. You are not alone. You are not defenseless. You are not unguarded. Michael does not arrive for the unimportant. His sword is drawn because your inheritance is under siege, but not for long. This battle ends when you realize that you were born for this war. You were trained for this tension. You were designed to disrupt this very darkness. And now, with your name echoing in the spirit, it's time to frame this fight correctly, not as your destruction, but as your defining. Type "I am built for this battle" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 1919 is now surrounding your path. The adversary believes you won't respond in time. He's banking on your silence. He's gambling on your weariness. He's assuming that the pressure has numbed your sensitivity. And in the unseen realm, a decision is forming, fast. The scroll has been brought to the table. The ink is fresh. The seal is waiting. And unless the rightful heir stands up and speaks, the enemy is preparing to walk away with what was never his to begin with. 4 to 5 seconds is all he believes he needs. Not earthly seconds, but heaven's symbolic countdown, a divine metric of urgency. A window, a gate, a thinning moment in time where spiritual exchanges can either be interrupted or initiated. The enemy knows how heaven works. He understands timing. And he waits, crouching near delay, hiding beneath distraction, whispering through confusion, hoping that you, the chosen one, will let this window pass without resistance. Because if he can move within these sacred seconds, he can claim what is yours without confrontation. It's not just your breakthrough he's after. It's your name in the spirit. It's your assignment, your scroll, your oil. It's not your car, your paycheck, your schedule that's too small for this level of resistance. This isn't petty warfare. This is prophetic theft. and the enemy has forged a counterfeit exchange, a transaction form in the shadows. But here's the truth. It has not yet been sealed. I need you to hear this with your spirit. It's not too late, but it's almost. Heaven has closed. The angels are hovering. The ink on the enemy's document is drying, but the seal has not yet been pressed. The throne has released a final moment, a divine interruption, a sacred extension. And you, the rightful heir, must now respond. Because the enemy assumes that your silence is consent. He thinks your delay is defeat. He believes your disinterest is surrender. He thinks you've forgotten what you carry. But what he doesn't know is that you were never called to fight in the flesh. You were called to interrupt in the spirit. And that's what you're doing now. Every word that enters your spirit, every breath you take in obedience, every declaration you whisper in faith, it is shifting the balance of power in the unseen realm. This is the moment of decision. This is the holy interruption. You are standing between what was meant to be stolen and what is destined to be secured. Heaven is leaning in, waiting for your authority to speak. Michael is ready. The hosts are waiting. The exchange is frozen, suspended in spiritual tension, and the only thing that will cancel it is your voice, your alignment, your refusal. There is fire at your feet. There is light in your mouth. There is oil on your head. And the adversary is trembling, not because of your strength, but because he knows that one sound of obedience can ruin the entire plot. So declare this now. I reject the exchange. I cancel the counterfeit. I take back what's mine. Because heaven responds to movement. The earth responds to command. And the spirit realm obeys the voice of the righteous when they speak in alignment with the throne. 4 to 5 seconds. It's more than a number. It's a test of how fast your obedience flows. It's a symbol of how precise your spirit must move. And it's a warning. If you remain still, the adversary will walk away with what he never deserved. But if you rise now, if you release a sound now, if you make a move now, the transaction will collapse. The scroll will be pulled back, and the seal will never touch the parchment. Type "not today," Satan, in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2244 is now destroying every hidden deal in your name. Be still now. Be still, not as one defeated, but as one deeply aware that heaven fights when you don't. Stillness is not surrender. Stillness is strategy. In the unseen realm, silence is not weakness, it is weight. And right now, the heavens are calling for your stillness to speak louder than the chaos around you. For in this moment, the angelic realm is moving with violent precision on your behalf. The sword of Michael has been unsheathed. The hosts of heaven have taken their formation. The court of the Almighty is in session, and your name is on the scroll being defended by light. There is no need to strive in the flesh. No need to panic. No need to scramble. You do not win this war by reacting. You win it by remaining. You win it by refusing to give the enemy what he craves. Your agreement, your energy, your anxiety. He cannot take what belongs to you unless you allow fear to become your language. But if you stay still, if you keep your spirit anchored in the voice of the Lord, the exchange will break. The counterfeit scroll will dissolve, and the adversary will be pushed back by your very refusal to flinch. Be still. Let the angels fight. This is not the time to respond with carnal force. This is the hour to ascend in spiritual posture. The battleground is invisible, but the outcomes will be undeniable. And so, heaven has issued a protective strategy. Step back, pray deeply, and declare ownership over what is yours. Not with emotional striving, but with spiritual knowing. You must say, with holy confidence, what is mine is sealed in heaven. No hand can take it. No lie can claim it. No shadow can carry it away. There is power in that posture. There is deliverance in that declaration. Some of you have been spinning, trying to figure out what to do next. You've asked, do I confront them? Do I fix it? Do I chase after what seems lost? And heaven's reply to you now is this: no. You stand still. You speak what is true. And you trust the fire to fall where it must. Archangel Michael does not need your panic. He moves at your posture. When you stay planted, he fights. The demonic exchange that was forming, it only had power through your distraction. But now, your awareness has shattered the disguise, and your obedience is shattering the transaction. You are protected not because you know everything, but because you're willing to be still and let God reveal what is necessary. The enemy cannot steal what you will hand over, and stillness keeps your hands closed. You must step out of reaction and into revelation. You must trade your need for immediate action for a deeper authority, one that speaks through prayer, one that wages war in worship, one that refuses to be pulled into the dust when you've been called to stand in the Spirit. Heaven does not need your chaos. Heaven needs your confidence. And so now, repeat these words like a declaration, a contract breaker, a soul-sealing signature. Every spiritual transaction formed against me is void. I release the need to fight in the flesh. I stand in the stillness of God, and I reclaim what is mine by birthright. The heavens are now echoing your sound. The angels are drawing near. The fiery swords are sweeping through the darkness, and every attempt to transfer your inheritance is being blocked by the weight of your stillness. You don't need to chase what's already yours. You just need to stand in the place where heaven already sees you victorious. This is the protective strategy of the elect. This is the shield of the anointed. This is the holy refusal to bow to fear. Be still, and let the King do what only he can. Type what's mine is sealed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now encamping around your inheritance. Now listen closely. This is the moment where everything begins to turn. You are not the victim of this war. You are not a casualty waiting to happen. You are not simply a target of demonic interest. You are the inheritor of a divine legacy, a chosen vessel marked with heaven's fire, and the rightful owner of the very thing the enemy dares to touch. The reason the adversary moved with such boldness is because he recognized what even you forgot for a moment, that you are dangerous when awakened. You are powerful when aligned. You are unstoppable when you remember who you really are. You were not born to be hunted. You were born to carry glory. You were not created to cower under spiritual assault. You were born to command atmospheres and shift the realm with your voice. The enemy is terrified, not because you've been weak, but because he knows you are seconds away from realizing how strong you've been all along. This is not a fall. This is a rise. This is not a loss. This is a lifting. There has been a great unveiling in the Spirit, and the veil that once covered your strength is being torn. Not because you earned it, but because heaven has decreed it is time. You are moving from obscurity into authority. The silence of your past seasons was not abandonment, it was incubation. What the enemy thought was your burial was your birthing ground. The pain was pushing you. The delay was molding you. The warfare was awakening you. And now, you are rising. Wings of fire are being given to you. The Lord is causing your spirit to ascend. You are not being rescued. You are being revealed. You are not just being defended. You are being declared. The heavens are announcing your name in clarity now. What was once veiled in warfare is now being unsealed in victory. You are not under their feet. You are seated in heavenly places. You are not beneath their accusations. You are above them in rank and in oil. Your mantle is not subject to their gossip. Your calling is not weakened by their jealousy. What you carry cannot be cancelled by conspiracy or stolen through delay. You are backed by heaven, shielded by Michael, and crowned by the King of Kings himself. So take your posture again, but this time, not from fear. Take it from fire. Take it from Sunyad. Take it from identity. The same mouth that once whispered survival is now proclaiming authority. The same spirit that once questioned worthiness now wears the robe of righteousness. Your oil was never up for negotiation. Your name was never up for exchange. And now that you have stood still and watched the war form in the spirit, you will now see the glory of the Lord manifest in your midst. Declare this now with power. I am rising. I am covered. I am crowned. And I reclaim everything heaven wrote in my name. Because from this point forward, you are not just the one who was almost robbed, you are the one who reclaimed the scroll. You are the one who silenced the exchange. You are the one who rose not by might, not by emotion, but by the Spirit of the Lord. So stand in your place. Stand in your oil. Stand in your elevation. The adversary tried to touch what was not his, and now, by divine justice, you are being raised in full view of every enemy that doubted you. This is your shift. This is your return. This is your rise. Type "I am rising in power" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8181 is now descending upon your elevation. Now hear the word of the Lord, because this is the moment you finally understand the why. Why the pressure? Why the warfare? Why the sudden resistance? Why the strange silence around you? Why the unexpected betrayal? Why the gossip, the tension, the false accusations, the spiritual fog? It wasn't random. It wasn't punishment. It wasn't failure. It was a sign, a spiritual siren in the invisible realm, announcing that something massive was on the verge of breaking open in your life. This battle didn't come because of your weakness. It came because of your proximity to promotion. This wasn't an ambush. It was a final attempt to stop what has already been approved in heaven. The enemy wasn't guessing. He saw the documents. He heard your name in the courts of glory. He caught wind of the command given to Archangel Michael. And when the adversary saw the elevation forming, he launched a last-minute counterfeit deal to snatch what he could before it reached your hands. But he was too late. Because heaven has issued a prophetic reversal, and you are standing in the echo of it right now. This is your unlocking. This is the moment where heaven confirms what your spirit already suspected, that this pain had purpose, that this storm had strategy, and that this resistance was really a revelation. You were not losing, you were being launched. You were not falling behind, you were being fast-tracked. What you thought was delay was actually divine acceleration cloaked in the mystery of opposition. And now, the curtain is pulled back. The heavens declare, you are next. You are ready. You are rising. Michael has not simply defended you, he has announced you. The warfare that surrounded your name is the confirmation of your spiritual status. The exchange was never about material things. It was always about the mantle. And now, the mantle is descending. The prophetic seal hath been reapplied to your name. The scroll is yours again. And the 45-second countdown did not lead to destruction. It led to the turning point. The enemy underestimated the timing of heaven. He assumed you would miss your moment. But your spirit heard the sound, and your soul responded in faith. And now, even as this word is being spoken, something is unlocking in the unseen realm. You may not feel it fully yet, but you will see it. You may not understand it completely now, but you will walk in it. The divine promotion is active. The transaction is not only canceled, it's being reversed in your favor. This is not the end. This is not survival. This is acceleration. You are not just being restored. You are being crowned. You are not just being rescued. You are being reassigned to higher ground. The adversary was watching for a window to steal your inheritance. But now he's watching you walk into it. You are rising into the very thing he tried to claim. And now that you've heard this word, heaven is expecting you to move like it. So declare it boldly. This was my sign. This was my shift. This was my sovereign setup. I am walking into the promotion that hell couldn't stop. Type "I received my prophetic promotion" in the comments if this word has struck your spirit. Lesson code 4545 is unlocking gates before you now. If this message has confirmed what your spirit couldn't yet explain, then this is your moment to move with heaven. We're not just sharing videos. We are activating scrolls, unlocking destinies, and stopping satanic exchanges in real time. When you give, you don't just support a broadcast. You release light into places where deception once lived. You make sure this word reaches another soul right before their 45 seconds run out. This is your invitation to sow prophetically. Give through Super Thanks, become a member, or partner through PayPal using the link in the video description. As you do, declare with faith, I sow into the reversal. I give into the glory. And watch as heaven opens rivers in the desert for your obedience. Let your giving be a weapon. Let your obedience become a breakthrough. Give now, because the gates are open. This is where you rise, not just in belief, but in declaration. This is where you don't just listen, you respond. This is the breaking point in the spirit. The scroll is still warm. The enemy is still circling. But the moment your voice breaks the silence, the heavens shift, the angels move, and the counterfeit deal begins to unravel. Because the truth is this: nothing in the spirit realm is activated by silence. Destiny requires agreement. Inheritance demands alignment. What was written in your name before the foundations of the earth cannot manifest through passive faith. It must be claimed. It must be spoken. It must be decreed. And right now, heaven is waiting for you to rise into your authority and speak a word that pierces through darkness and reestablishes divine order. Say it aloud. Let your room hear it. Let your atmosphere feel it. Let every demon listening to your silence be struck by your voice. I claim my promise. I cancel every dark exchange. I align with the scroll written in my name. I will not be silent. I will not be stolen from. I take it back. All of it. Every drop of oil. Every ounce of favor. every promise that carries my name. It belongs to me. When you say this, something breaks. When you say this, something returns. When you say this, something unlocks. Because in the spirit realm, what was passive becomes powerful when you partner with the Word. You're not just rejecting what the enemy offered. You're reclaiming what heaven ordained. You're not just stopping an exchange. You are securing an inheritance. You are setting a line in the spirit, and heaven is now responding. You have waited long enough. You have wept long enough. You have questioned long enough. The time to activate your destiny is now. Not next year. Not next season. Not when you feel ready. But now, while the scroll is still in Michael's hand, while the fire is still burning at the altar, while the contract is still unsealed. This is the window. This is the gate. This is the second before the shift. And I say to you by the Spirit of the living God, your yes carries weight. Your obedience has authority. Your declarations are instruments of divine reversal. When you speak, angels move. When you rise, contracts break. When you declare, what was stolen is summoned back. This is your moment. Don't just listen. Engage. Don't just feel. Speak. Don't just hope. Decree. Because heaven does not partner with passivity. It partners with covenant confidence. You are not begging for what is yours. You are commanding its return. You are pulling it from the unseen into the visible. You are opening your mouth as a priest, as a prophet, as a son, as a daughter. And your words are releasing justice over your bloodline. Say this now with full authority. Every gift that was nearly exchanged, be returned. Every inheritance nearly taken, be restored. Every promise with my name, manifest now. I break the silence. I shatter the agreement. I activate my destiny. The heavens have heard it. The angels have recorded it. The contract is being torn. The transaction is being reversed. And your name is echoing in the courts of the Most High. This is more than breakthrough. This is legal repossession of what hell tried to steal. And now that you've spoken, now that you've claimed it, nothing can stop it from reaching you. Type I claim IT all in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4747 is now enforcing divine restitution over your life. While you were sleeping, something was moving. Not in the natural, but in the shadows of the spirit realm. A silent exchange. A quiet negotiation. A subtle transaction attempted in darkness. Not loud, not chaotic, but precise, calculated, cloaked in silence. Hell doesn't always roar when it comes for your destiny. Sometimes it whispers, sides, signs, and seals in silence. But just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it wasn't real. The adversary thought he had found a moment, an unguarded gate, a distracted soul, a tired vessel. He crept in with forged documents and counterfeit claims. He held up a scroll that bore your name but not your agreement. A false inheritance, one designed to drain your favor, delay your future, and dismantle your influence. And had you not responded, had you not awakened, had you not aligned, he would have walked away with it. But heaven never sleeps. Archangel Michael saw it. Heaven recorded it. The Spirit bore witness. And before the seal could be pressed onto the scroll, before the ink could fully dry, a sound rose in the Spirit. Your name, your voice, your resistance, your rise. And suddenly, what was about to be signed in silence was stopped by a sound in heaven's language: obedience. Let me tell you what was really happening. You weren't just tired. You were under watch. You weren't just agitated. You were being warned. You weren't just disconnected. You were being awakened. There was a movement behind the veil that your spirit discerned before your mind could understand. Tavi felt off to go Zubi with off. And now the mystery is being revealed. A dark exchange was forming, and your inheritance was a price. But your spirit would not be silent. And because you aligned, because you spoke, because you turned your heart in the right direction, the angels have responded. Michael has drawn his sword, not to threaten, but to sever the demonic transaction. The scroll with your name has been removed from the hands of darkness. What was nearly traded hath been retrieved. What was about to be sealed has been shredded. And what was almost lost is now being restored. There are gates in the spirit realm, gates of wealth, wisdom, influence, healing, legacy. And at the edge of those gates stood angelic guards holding what belonged to you. But the enemy tried to intercept. He stood just outside the gate, demanding access he had no right to. And in your silence, he saw his chance. But now, by your declaration, the gates are opening again, and the enemy is being driven out by force. This is why the warfare came out of nowhere. This is why your dreams turned strange. This is why some people around you became restless, distant, even hostile. Because something shifted. Something sacred was being negotiated. But the adversary underestimated the discernment of your spirit. What he thought was a sleeping saint was actually a watchman awakening. What he thought was a still soul was actually a seer stirring. Your words, even now, are forming a divine trail of reversal. The Father has released angels to record your declarations. Every word you speak in alignment with the scroll of heaven is being transcribed, echoed, and enforced. You are not just being protected. You are being repositioned. What was nearly taken in silence is now returning with sound, your sound. And as it returns, let it be known. Your spirit knew before your mind ever did. Type "My spirit was awake" in the comments if this message confirms what you felt. Blessing code 5050 is now restoring every gate that was momentarily breached. Hear it now. What was offered to Satan is being reversed. Heaven has ruled. The throne has spoken. The fire has fallen. The scroll has been pulled back from demonic hands, and the exchange that was once forming in the dark is now being torn apart by the light of divine justice. The adversary has lost legal ground. The transaction is not just delayed, it is voided by command. And what was nearly stolen is now returning with interest. You must understand this. God does not merely protect. He repays. He restores. He recompenses with fire. He does not just cancel demonic contracts. He makes them pay for daring to touch what was consecrated. And right now, you are standing in the beginning of a holy reversal. Not just a return, but a supernatural reordering of everything the enemy tried to corrupt. Heaven has ruled in your favor. The gavel has fallen. The courtroom of glory has closed the case and issued judgment against the thief. The word says, when the thief is found, he must repay sevenfold. And the thief hath been found, the one who crept into your dreams, the one who stirred jealousy in the hearts of those closest to you, the one who whispered lies while you wept in confusion, the one who attempted to trade your future for a moment of silence. He has been caught. He has been exposed. He had been judged. What was supposed to be handed off to darkness has now become a weapon in your hands. What the enemy tried to convert into bondage will now become breakthrough. The inheritance that was nearly given away has now been upgraded by divine command. And not only are you getting it back, you are getting double for the attempt. This is how heaven operates. Satan touches what is holy, and heaven responds with violent justice. This is the season of reversal. This is the moment of restoration. But not the kind of restoration that simply returns things to where they were. No. This is elevated restoration. It comes back stronger. It comes back fuller. It comes back faster. Because the warfare wasn't just a loss. It was a setup for overflow. The enemy touched the wrong scroll. He reached for the wrong name. He miscalculated the strength of your obedience. And now, because you rose, because you stood, because you spoke when it mattered most, the realm of glory has shifted. The scroll is sealed again, but this time in the courts of heaven, not the chambers of darkness. The oil is protected. The inheritance is surrounded. And your name is being spoken not in whispers, but in victory. Look around you. Things are changing even now. Unseen angels are on assignment. Doors that were locked are beginning to creak open. Conversations are shifting in your favor. Cycles are breaking without warning. And people who once mocked your stillness will witness your sudden elevation. This is not coincidence. This is divine reversal. It didn't end in theft. It ended in testimony. It didn't finish in silence. It finished in glory. And now you will walk in the favor of the vindicated. You will speak with the voice of the restored. You will move with the momentum of the defended. And every time you remember what almost happened, you will praise the God who stepped in with fire. Say it now with holy clarity. The contract is canceled. The reversal is win. I receive justice for what was almost lost. And I walk in the overflow of heaven's final word. Type "the thief has been judged" in the comments if this word resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 8888 is releasing divine reversal over your house now. And now, let the heavens bear witness. The exchange has been stopped. The scroll has been rescued. The seal has been broken, but not by the adversary, by the hand of the Most High. This was never just a warning. It was a divine intervention, a heavenly interception. And you, yes, you, are the reason the transaction failed. You stood when others would have slept. You listened when others would have ignored. You responded when it counted. And because of that, heaven moved. Let it be declared. You are not the one who lost. You are not the one who missed it. You are not the one who was passed over. You are the one who was awakened, the one who discerned the clock, the one who spoke before the final second struck. The adversary thought he had time, but heaven always had the final word. And the final word is this: it is returned. It is restored. It is sealed. Archangel Michael has not only seen the exchange, he has stopped it. He stands now beside your scroll, sword drawn, fire burning. He guards what is yours. He seals what belongs to your lineage. And he marks your name in the light of heaven's registry as one who did not bow, did not break, and did not forfeit what was rightfully given. Let your soul rest in this truth. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Sealed, because the blood still speaks for you. Seen, because the heavens recorded your stand. Sent, because now that you've passed the test, you will walk into the next. This was more than a battle. It was a transition. You were not just under attack. You were under evaluation. You were not just resisting the enemy. You were being announced in the heavens. And now that the moment has passed, and the scroll has returned to the hand of righteousness, you are not the same. Something in you has shifted. Something in you has matured. Something in you has awakened. You are not walking into the next season as a survivor. You are walking in as a sealed heir, as a reclaimed scroll, as a voice that will shake atmospheres and confront darkness. You are no longer trying to prove your worth. You are now walking in it. And every attempt that was made to reduce you, to delay you, to dismiss you, has now become fuel for your rise. Let this be the declaration that seals the season. I am sealed in the light. I am marked by fire. I am guarded by angels. I have passed the test. I have claimed the scroll. I walk forward now, unafraid, unshaken, unstoppable. The exchange has failed, and my inheritance is forever mine. You will never walk unaware again. You will never move passively again. The clock will no longer intimidate you. Now, you walk in divine awareness, knowing that heaven speaks in seconds, but moves in eternal power. The enemy had 45 symbolic seconds, but heaven had one eternal decree: touch not what is mine. And that decree has now been fulfilled through you. Type "I am sealed in light" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9999 has now completed the reversal and activated your prophetic advancement. This prophetic word wasn't just spoken for you, it was activated through you. If heaven moved on your behalf today, then help us move heaven into someone else's. Your support allows us to carry this prophetic fire to souls standing on the edge of silent exchange. This isn't about helping a channel. It's about stopping demonic contracts and reclaiming scrolls all over the world. When you give through Super Thanks, channel membership, or the PayPal link in the video description, you become a part of the divine rescue operation. As you sow into the anointing, may the same angels that guarded your scroll now go ahead of you with favor and breakthrough. Let your giving become a decree. Let your obedience unlock destiny for someone who still has time left on the clock. Give now, not as a donation, but as a declaration. This oil will reach another life.